Yo, what's going on, guys? KrispyFlakes here. So every single day I have you guys ask me, Crispy, who are your favorite players in the NBA? If you didn't like the Detroit Pistons, which team, which players would you particularly like? So for today's video, kind of gave me the idea to do, what if my favorite player from every team's franchise history played in today's NBA. So we're going to go through all 30 NBA teams. I picked one player that I just have really good memories of, or, you know, just like a player I grew up watching or just remember like hearing about as a child and things along those lines, man. So yeah, it's just a good opportunity for you guys to get my perspective about what player I like from your favorite team out there, because of course we're not all Detroit Pistons fan like myself, and it really had me like dig deep for a few teams. I was like, yo, like who do I actually like from this franchise? Because there's, you know, teams out there that are big time rivals with the Pistons, you know, like the Chicago Bulls or the Pacers, teams like that, man. So yes, before we go on this video, if you guys can please do me a quick favor and drop a like on it. Remember, man, it only takes a second of your time. Also, I am like 1,000 subscribers away from 60,000 on my second channel, Extra Crispy. If you guys want to do like that one good deed for the day, man, go drop a subscription on that channel, because man, I just like seriously, that channel's been doing awesome, and I would really love if you were there to join me and, you know, watch some NBA content and, you know, kind of have fun over there with everybody else. It's a really good time. So yes, let's go ahead and get going on this. Now, I will say, in some cases, the players I like from franchises are better than the players I like from other franchises. So some teams are going to be getting a really good player, and other teams are going to be, well, getting I mean, it's still a good player, but not like a top tier guy out there, man. So yes, Philadelphia 76ers. This one was really simple, guys. It's Allen Iverson. I mean, come on, man. Like, I just remember growing up watching this dude right here, and just like this 6-foot player. He might have even been 5'11", guys. Just get to the basket and just make the rest of the NBA his bitch out there. Plain and simple, man. Pardon my bitch ass French. Pardon my French right there too. You all know what I'm saying, though. Like, Allen Iverson, he was the answer. So much fun to watch. For the Milwaukee Bucks, loved Michael Redd. Now, this dude's career was actually cut pretty short due to injuries, but like when he was playing his prime basketball, he was literally like the best shooter in the entire NBA. Like, this dude, I would have loved to see him play in today's era. He had like one of like the prettiest lefty shots I've ever seen. Absolutely loved Michael Redd from the Milwaukee Bucks. For the Chicago Bulls, I went Luol Deng. So like at first I put Derrick Rose, but I kind of came to the realization that while I do like Derrick Rose, the only reason I want to put him is because he plays for the Pistons now. That's not really right. Growing up, I always loved to watch Luol Deng. The reason I liked him, man, is just because this was a guy that literally, like, his game was based off his effort. Like, he brought it every single night, was playing 40-plus minutes a game. And it just was like that dude that did everything out there for your team, man. It's like the Chicago Bulls could always count on Luol Deng to go out there and just be a really solid player. I love guys like that, just guys that are glue guys and bring the entire team together. So yes, Luol Deng, my favorite Chicago Bulls player of all time. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, Big Z Zydrunas Ilgauskas. Yes, not LeBron James. I loved Big Z because I always like looked at him like the way he played, and I was like, if I was like, you know, a 7'3", 240-pound, you know, tall center like him, I feel like I would be just like Zydrunas Ilgauskas. Like, that is the style I would play my game, man. So yes, I like Big Z a lot. For the Boston Celtics, headband Rajon Rondo. Now in this picture, he actually does not have a headband. I don't know why, but no, I love headband Rajon Rondo. The dude was good for a triple-double. Like, come playoff time, he was always elite and stuff like that. And I really like too that, you know, he was given at such a young age just like the point guard reins to that big three Boston Celtics team. And a lot of guys under that circumstance are going to be really pressured. Not Rondo. Like, Rondo literally, man, was just such a big part of that team. I think of it more as a big four than I do a big three. So yes, headband Rondo. For the Los Angeles Clippers, Chris Kaman. Now, the Clippers were one team that I looked at and I was like, I don't really know too much about the Clippers. Just because up until now, like, they've been pretty much a laughing stock of the NBA. Well, up until like Blake Griffin and all of them were a part of the team. But yeah, before that, man, like Chris Kaman, I always thought he was cool. I remember watching him growing up. He had like a really ugly hairstyle. In this picture, he's actually bald, but no, he had like really stringy blonde hair. It was very, very cringy looking, but I liked him. He also went to Central Michigan, which is a college that, you know, back in the college days, I would actually go to and, you know, hang out and do a little party, you know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Okay, for the Memphis Grizzlies, Pau Gasol. So, when he got, like, traded to the Lakers, that was cool. But I just remember Pau Gasol on the Memphis Grizzlies, just watching and be like, oh my god, this guy is, like, literally unstoppable. But just, like, him inside the paint, I mean, it was instant bucket. And, like, actually looking at his stats right here, I'm like, okay, I mean, like, the numbers are not, like, as impressive as maybe I thought so at the time, because it always seemed like he was dropping, like, 30 points a game out there, man. But no, closer to, like, a 20-10 guy. Then, of course, with the Lakers, helped win some rings over there, man. It was a good time. So, yeah, Pau Gasol. I also like Tony Allen a lot, too. Mike Miller was very cool, too, man. I think he got, he either got Rookie of the Year or Sixth Man of the Year. It might have actually been both. I think he got Rookie of the Year. Didn't Mike Miller get that? I don't remember. For the Atlanta Hawks, Dominique Wilkins. As far as like Hawk players goes, not gonna lie, man, there's a lot I really did not know out there. A lot of like older players, but Dominique Wilkins, just one of those guys I remember hearing about from like, you know, the 80s and the 90s, the human highlight reel. And yeah, he was a straight up beast. Not like, no, I've never actually watched this guy play live because I was born in 1992. And up until this point right here, like once he left like the Atlanta Hawks, like come on, I was like 1 or 2 years old, man. But yeah, just one of those guys I remember hearing about a lot. So that's kind of why I chose him. For the Miami Heat, Dwyane Wade. Enough said. I mean, come on, man. Who else was I going to pick? LeBron James? If I want to pick LeBron, a little big for Cleveland. For the Charlotte Hornets, Muggsy Bogues. So this was kind of just like me being a shorter basketball player. I'm taller than 5'3". But no, just like the idea of like Muggsy Bogues just going out there and really being a very solid NBA player like his entire career until Michael Jordan called him a midget and he kind of fell off. But before that, man, it's like, you know, a 5'3" guy in the NBA. Like, even to think about that right now in this era of basketball is just completely insane. Like, 5'3". How does a guy that's 5'3" have any chance to get the NBA? And look at that, man, about 2 steals per game. The dude was just straight up awesome. Like, I just think that's very motivational for anybody out there that's looking to get to the league. It's like, hey, it's not always about height. It's about how hard you play, man. He was 5'3" in height, but he had a 7'3" heart. Next up, we have the Utah Jazz, Andre Kirilenko, a.k.a. AK-47, man. Like, yes. He was actually more of a small forward for the Utah Jazz. I don't know why he's listed as a power forward because they had Boozer at the 4, Mehmet Okur at the 5. But no, another one of those guys that was just really solid defensively. Could guard multiple positions out there. Could score the basketball, rebound. His defense was great. And it's like, he had a really ugly haircut also, but that's fine. It's whatever, man. But no, Andre Iguodala is one of those players that I think would fit perfectly in today's league. And he was just a lot of fun to watch with his length out there. Next we have, where are we at, man? Yeah, my bad. I kind of skipped a few here. Okay. We'll do it this way. We are now at the Sacramento Kings. Peja Stojakovic, his jump shot, beautiful, man. Just like a 3-point shot. It's kind of funny because I saw people saying that like Lonzo Ball shoots like Peja, and that is not the case, man. Peja Stojakovic, like his jump shot was picture perfect out there. And yeah, I remember growing up playing like NBA Live with my friend because he was a big NBA Live guy. I was NBA 2K, of course. But yeah, he would drop like 50 a game on me with Peja Stojakovic and that freaking jump shot. But no, man, I still have a lot of memories of just like that right there. So that's why I chose him. For the New York Knicks, Walt Frazier. So I would play like 2K a lot with my stepdad growing up. He's the one that actually got me into the game. And I had no idea, like when I first started watching basketball, I had no idea who Walt Frazier was. But he would always use Walt Frazier against me in like 2K6. And just, well, you see the numbers right there. He was about doubling those numbers against me back in the day. You know, I'd get him back with like Larry Bird, Dirk Nowitzki. Those were my guys I like to use in 2K a lot. But, you know, he would definitely drop buckets on me with Walt Frazier. For the Los Angeles Lakers, Shaquille O'Neal, you know, I know he's a cocky son of a bitch sometimes. But I think Shaquille O'Neal is absolutely hilarious. Like, his personality is just absolutely awesome. Like, he is a straight up savage. And he was one of those most dominant players of all time. And just the fact he can have that personality, but could also back it up with a style of play, amazing. Like, that's just a lot of people cannot talk shit, man, because they can't back it up. Big Shaq, Kazam, definitely, or Shazam, whatever his name was. Shazam, I don't know, man. It was a bad movie. It wasn't great, but regardless, I like Shaquille O'Neal from the Lakers the most, even more than Kobe, believe it or not. Orlando Magic, Dwight Howard. Yes, guys, a lot of people disrespect Dwight Howard these days, but damn, if you know, you know, man. Like, Dwight, back in the early 2000s, I guess, well, early 2000 and what do you call it, man? The late 2000s? I don't know. I got the decades all mixed up now. But regardless, man, like Dwight Howard is one of those guys I would use on NBA 2K. And it's just like, oh, he's so dominant. And he was a beast. That's really all I can say about Dwight Howard, man. Like, I know he's a meme these days. Nah, back then he wasn't. He was a scary man. Dallas Mavericks, Dirk Nowitzki, easy one right there. There wasn't really like a lot of like Dallas Mavericks players that I also like Jason Terry a lot too. Like Jason Terry is a lot of fun to watch growing up. But Dirk Nowitzki, come on, man. Like, who doesn't like Dirk? That's of course my favorite Dallas Maverick. Brooklyn Nets, aka the New Jersey Nets. I loved Jason Kidd. Just like his passing abilities. To me, this might be weird to hear, man. Maybe not, but Jason Kidd to me is the best passer I ever got to witness play the game of basketball. Just like his IQ out there on the court, it seems like he had about 7 pairs of eyes going everywhere, man. Like, literally had eyes everywhere. And I've watched Steve Nash play, but just like the way Jason Kidd could zone in and just like perfect a play, it was mesmerizing. Like, this guy throwing throwing somebody like an alley-oop, bam, right on the money every single time. For the Denver Nuggets, Carmelo Anthony. This was kind of a tough one because, like, I like Chauncey Billups. I like him more as a Piston fan, though. And they had, like, Allen Iverson, but he was more like 76ers. I was like, you know, like, I liked Melo back in the day. The guy I grew up watching, too. Indiana Pacers, Danny Granger. So, if it wasn't for Danny Granger, like, going down with injury, Paul George might have, like, not became the player he became. At least it would have took him a while longer out there. But no, Danny Granger was like Paul George before Paul George was on the Pacers. I know they actually did play together for like a season or two. But regardless, man, like Danny Granger, look at this 09 season. About 26 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Another guy that I don't think people talk about enough as far as somebody whose career was cut short by injuries. But yeah, his prime basketball, absolutely pristine. Next, we have the New Orleans Pelicans. Of course, they were the New Orleans Hornets. Baron Davis, B. Diddy. Had to have him somewhere here on this list. One of my favorite point guards to ever play the game of basketball. Detroit Pistons, my favorite player of all time, Chauncey, Mr. Big Shot Billups. Like, to me, Chauncey is basketball. Like, to me, Chauncey and his leadership and just, like, his big shot abilities out there and just watching him grow up, it's basketball for me, man. And it's really cool he came back for this final season against the Detroit Pistons. I actually went to that first Pistons game that he returned. And just like the player announcement, you know, Chauncey, Billups. And just like the standing ovation everybody gave him out there. Ovation. I don't know, man. I have trouble with speech at times if you guys don't know, man. Like there's certain words, I just don't know how to say them. It's fine. But yeah, Chauncey Billups. Absolutely love the guy. Toronto Raptors, I went Jose Calderon. Kind of a weird pick. Chris Bosh is not in 2K. I probably went with Chris Bosh. But yeah, man, Jose Calderon. This guy had like one of the best assists to turnover ratios I've ever seen. And he could just take care of the basketball. And it was a lot of fun to watch. Houston Rockets, Big Yao Ming. I have him listed as power forward because for the simulation, I want him to play alongside Clint Capella. So yeah, man. Yao Ming, international wise, has done so much for the game of basketball. Definitely, like, you might say he's done the most for international basketball, but there's a lot of guys that of course you want to pay tribute to. But yeah, Yao Ming definitely on the top of that list. San Antonio Spurs, Tim Duncan, literally the definition of perfect basketball. When it comes down to the fundamentals of the game, you watch Tim Duncan. This guy, he would not be no flashy bitch ass stuff out there, man. Tim Duncan was going to beat you down with layups, post ups, and bank shots, and he was going to play really good defense. He's going to kick your ass. Love Timmy D. Phoenix Suns. Shawn Marion was actually one of my favorite basketball players growing up, a.k.a. the Matrix. Because for one, he had a really ugly jump shot, as I did growing up. So it's like I loved guys that had bad-looking jump shots, but could still go out there, you know, knock down three-pointers. Like, he was always, I guess he wasn't a great three-point shooter. Like, early on, I think it was like really early on, he was fine. Yeah, he was actually really inconsistent with his three-point shot, I guess what I'm saying. But regardless, like, yeah, if he wasn't scoring on you, he was grabbing some rebounds, playing defense, you know, being a playmaker. He could do everything. Whenever I played basketball, I always thought about, okay, how can I play like Shawn Marion? For the OKC Thunder, aka the set of Supersonics, Rashard Lewis. Ray Allen was cool. I love Rashard Lewis. He's like my number one guy that I want to see playing the league today in his prime. I feel like he'd be averaging 30 a game. For the Minnesota Timberwolves, Kevin Garnett. This was a team that didn't really have like a lot of options out there for me, so I just remember watching the big ticket growing up before he went to the Boston Celtics and just like being mesmerized that there was a guy out there that good at basketball. There was plenty of them out there, but Kevin Garnett, just like the way he played the game with that power forward spot for the T-Wolves, oh my god. Portland Trailblazers, Brandon Roy. You want to talk about another guy that not enough people in the world are upset about? This is not... He wasn't drafted in 2000, was he? Was he? It hasn't really been that long since Brandon Roy has been in the NBA. That cannot be right. Yeah, okay, that makes no sense. It says he was drafted in 2006, but it says he played in 2000. I was so confused for a second. I was like, yo, what the hell's going on? Like, I don't think I'm that old, but maybe I am, man. But no, Brandon Roy... Like, I wish I could see him play with Damian Lillard. Like, can you imagine that team? They probably would never have gotten Damian Lillard if they would have gotten, Brandon Roy would have been healthy, but still. Golden State Warriors, this is kind of a tough one, man, because, like, a lot of the Warriors, I'm just, like, whatever about. I went with Jay Rich. He was cool, man. Good dunker. And the Washington Wizards, Gilbert Arenas, a.k.a. Hibachi, a.k.a. Agent Zero. This guy was, like, in my opinion, Steph Curry before Steph Curry. He really was. Like, Gilbert Arenas... he was shooting from that Jimmer range, that Curry range before Curry was doing it. Let me just say straight up. Then, of course, he brought, you know, things into the locker room and, well, you know, kind of stole some money from the Orlando Magic, I believe it was. And things were never really, well, not really steal, but it was a bad contract. But look at these scoring numbers, guys. Look at prime Gilbert Arenas. like nearly 30 points per game. That's crazy. So yes, those are my favorite players. So I went ahead off camera and I put together all the rotations. I know this video is kind of long, but like I said, man, like this video right here, not so much about the simulation. So if you just want to end the video, feel free to do so. But no, this video is more so me talking about my favorite players here in the NBA from your favorite franchise right there. So yes, we are going to go ahead and simulate this NBA season. I'm curious what type of records all these teams put up and see what they can do, man. Okay, so we are at the end of the regular season, guys. For some reason, I got the Clippers showing, but they got 56 W's on the season because, yeah, they got Kaman, who is basically Zubac on steroids, running their center position. We have, of course, Montrezl Harrell. So we got LeBron James still getting MVP, Zion Williamson, Rookie of the Year, D'Lo as 6-man, Andre Kirilenko, defense player. I'm telling you guys, yo, he actually almost averaged like a near triple-double, plus about 1 to 2 steals and blocks per game. That's absolutely amazing. Looks very scary, though, I was going to say. Malik Monk is most improved. Never actually seen that in this game before. And we got Frank Vogel as Coach of the Year. All-NBA first team, we got Walt, Frazier, D-Wade, LeBron James, Giannis, and Dwight Howard. If you know, you know. All-NBA second, we got Iverson, Harden, Garnett, KD, and Shaquille O'Neal. Then All-NBA third, we got Jokic, Melo, Anthony Davis, Rajon Rondo, and Jason Kidd. And then, of course, the all-defensive teams with Kirilenko, Rondo, Wade, and Shaq making that. It just goes to show, man, these new bloods out there don't play defense like they used to. An all-defensive team looking like, yo, my boy Shawn was making that. I love seeing that, bro. Okay, so we got the Lakers, Portland, Golden State, Utah, Clippers, Denver, Houston, OKC. With the exception of, like, the OKC Thunder, I could see that basically being the teams that are going to be in the playoffs in real life. Over here, we got Philly at number 1 with Chicago Bulls, Orlando, Toronto, Milwaukee, Boston, Brooklyn, and the Detroit Pistons with Mr. Big Shot Billups. So real quick here, I'm going to scroll through all these. Although we're not going to be able to see every single player because not everybody's going to be like on top of the list here. But if you do want to pause on your favorite team, I'll try to show the players in each one. Yo, where is... Oh, I guess that, yeah, Muggsy Bogues at 16 points, about 10 assists he got. But yeah, I'm going to try to show every single player that we added just so you can see. You know, where's... Oh, we got Big Shaquille O'Neal at 23 and 11. There's Dwight Howard, Dirk Nowitzki, Jason Kidd with the 11 assists. I saw Melo. Yo, where's my dude, Danny Granger? Where's he at? Oh my God, 9 points? The disrespect, man. Straight up disrespectful towards the man, Danny Granger. Raptors, Houston Rockets, Yao Ming 15 and 13 playing the power forward spot in this case. Shawn Marion. Yeah, I'm okay, whatever. Yeah, I think he could have done better than that, but it's whatever. Timberwolves, we got Garnett at only 16. Disrespectful to him. Also, Brandon Roy at 13. What's up with this, man? Come on, 2K. Goodwood Reigns at 21. Okay, we got 31 for Iverson. Michael Redd, 21. Luol Deng at 19 points. Big Z at 17. Playoff Rondo at 19. 5 rebounds, 11 assists. Told you guys, one of my favorite players. Okay, I think that's all the teams we covered. Let's go ahead and simulate the first round of the playoffs. See who wins. I'm going to say probably the Lakers. You had Shaquille O'Neal playing with Anthony Davis, playing with LeBron James. Yeah, it ain't going to be good, man. Ain't going to be good for no other teams out there. Okay. So we got Lakers, Golden State, Clippers, OKC, Philly, Orlando, Brooklyn, Milwaukee Bucks. Simulate rounds. It's going to be the Lakers against the Philadelphia 76ers. Iverson's going to lead that team, and then they'll probably lose 4-1, just like that's happened before. Okay, we got both the LA teams out there. We got Philly, Milwaukee. Simulate round here. The thing is that in all these cases, we're adding a pretty damn good NBA player. So, like, it's not going to switch up the NBA that much. But, yeah, here we go. We got Lakers versus 76ers. Simulate round right here. And just like that, guys, the Lakers won 4 games here. LeBron James still getting that finals MVP. But yeah, guys, so like I said, really just want to do a video so I can tell you guys my favorite player from your favorite franchise. It's a lot of fun to do because, you know, like, I know I talk about my Pistons a lot, but there's a lot of players out there I actually do like and I grew up watching. So yeah, thank you guys all so much for watching. You know, be sure to drop that like, subscribe if you're new to my channel, and peace out, my friends.